Do you care if I film that coming out?
What's that?
Do you care if I film that coming out?
Oh, well, just as long as social media doesn't say he's doing it wrong.
Oh, hey, I get that almost every day of my life, so
You get that all the time?
you get used to it.
There you go.
Hey guys, how's it going? So today, Aaron and I are spending a little time down here at our local community college planting a bunch of roses. We got our hands on some bare root roses. These are the Oh So Easy Double Reds, and I think they're gonna make a huge impact here. So here are the roses. Look at those. The root systems look awesome. The tops look so healthy. Now look at that. They are so robust. And this is where we're gonna start. We've got an area that gets full morning sun, 11 feet deep and about 30 feet until the big shrub here in the corner. Now there was a small barberry right here that they just sent one of their guys down, and we got that removed. So we've got a blank slate here. This is also a barberry. This is kind of a nice anchor shrub right here, and they are super low maintenance. They're not my favorite shrub, and Aaron's probably least favorite shrub of all time, but here they're not invasive and they can take full sun. They do provide interest almost all year round, so there's that. So with these bare root roses, if you're ever planting them, we've had them actually for a few days. It's usually best to get them into the ground right after you get them, like ASAP, as soon as you can. But what we did when they arrived is we put them in a big bucket of water for about an hour or so and let those roots really rehydrate, and then we wrapped them back up in their boxes, and they're kind of in these big plastic bags to keep the moisture level high, and then we put them in our root cellar where it doesn't freeze but it doesn't get too warm either, and that can help kind of stretch them. Usually they say within that first week get them in the ground. I did sprinkle more water on the roots this morning just prior to planting, and then we will make sure to water them in super well today. And then a little bit about this rose, the Oh So Easy Double Red. They grow 3 to 4 feet tall and wide, so they're going to be a great manageable size here, and we're just going to deck this space out. Like, there's going to be nothing else but red roses in this area, and I think it's going to be very bright, very impactful, and they provide color for pretty much the whole season. They're a type of rose that you don't have to deadhead in order for them to keep blooming. They'll just keep on doing it. I mean, you can deadhead if you want to for aesthetic purposes, but it's not necessary. And they're highly disease resistant. Roses do pretty well here anyway because we're a pretty dry climate, so we don't deal with a lot of powdery mildew and black spot. We do sometimes, but not very often. It's pretty rare. Okay, so here's what I think we're gonna do. Aaron is actually here with me today. He's gonna help do some hole digging.
They're excited about the red.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Isn't it perfect that we have a place that we can put a bunch of red roses? In fact, that's what they asked for.
Yeah.
We told them, like, hey, we might have a line on getting some bare root roses. Would you guys like to utilize some? And they said, do you have any red? I said, I can probably hook you up. So it works out perfectly, but I do know that there used to be ornamental cherry trees in this flower bed, and I can see some like root or something, some kind of evidence in here. I don't know what kind of roots we're gonna run into. So Aaron, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, look at this. And there's no moving it. I tried. I was able to pop a couple roots out right behind Aaron, but that one is holding fast.
Probably is keeping the foundation.
Holding the building up.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna lay these roses out where we want them to be planted. Then we're gonna go through, we just scoot the rose out of the way, aug the hole, and we've got Biotone starter fertilizer, and we'll water them in. Not a whole lot to it, except for where to plant your rose. Like, at what level? Let me show you. Get one out here. The anatomy of a bare root rose. Right here we have the growth portion, the root portion right down here. You can kind of see where the roots start right here. Then you can see the bud union. We're going to be bearing right up to the bud union right there. I hope that makes sense. Let me get another one. Every rose looks a little bit different, so I just find it helpful to see multiple examples. So again, you've got the growth portion, the roots here. Bud union is right in here. See where that kind of like is swollen and all of the growth starts? That's where we will be bearing it, right up to there. Okay, now we're gonna get going. flower bed is done and we were able to fit 37 roses. Now, I'm not sure how well you can see it. It's a little bit shaded at the moment with some filtered light from the locust tree. The locust tree is over here though. In the summertime, the sun is a little bit more up straight in the sky. So this should get a good solid block of sun, at least 8 hours. Which is perfect because these are full sun-loving plants. They need a block of sun at least 6 to 8 hours in order to be productive. And I'm hoping you can see my lines here. So there are 4 rows, and then from the front, which I am shading it a little bit, let me see if I can stand to the side. You can see the 2 roses here, and then the next row I planted in between those 2. So they kind of zigzag like that, you know? I hope that makes sense. That way in the end, we have a very nice full flower bed of roses. On this side of the bench, I was able to fit 1 rose. I didn't want to squeeze one in right here just because there is some kind of a box here. And then I did not put one in the 3rd row back because I think the barberry will fill in this space nicely. Oh, it's gonna be so pretty. I cannot wait to give you guys an update on this space. Next little flower bed area is over here. So first space is over here. This is the other little area. We won't be able to fit near as many, but I think it'll look good to have a little color over here that matches that over there. We will be back too in May to fill up all the containers again. So I'm kind of assembly line style planting these. So we go through and aug all the holes, then Biotone starter fertilizer. Then I just go through and lay all the roses out by each hole. Then I get down and I pack them in just halfway before filling them in with water so that all that soil can kind of fill in around those roots and we don't deal with as many air pockets. And then I go back through and plant them all the way up to that bud union. And then we water them in a second time. Okay, so let's get this spot done. Able to fit 11 roses on this side. A little harder digging over here. It's going to be so beautiful though. So now we've got another location where we're going to put a few more, so we're going to head that way. All right guys, our next location right here at the Oregon Trail building, they had something in here, some other type of plant that just really didn't take, so I'm just going to probably pop roses in wherever they had other plants. So that means we can put in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, just about 14. And this spot will go a little bit quicker because there's no water even remotely close to this location. So they are filling a tank and they're gonna come over here and really deep soak these, since I'm not gonna be able to put some water, you know, deeper in the hole around their roots before packing in the rest of the soil, but they will get water here very shortly after I'm done planting them. Here we go. Okay, I managed to fit 16 in this space. It's gonna be gorgeous. I'm really excited because there's not a whole lot going on around the front of this building, so I think that's gonna add a tremendous amount of color and interest. I wish I could repeat some over there, but I think it's just too shady of an area in the summertime for roses to be happy. So I think that makes a total of 53 roses this morning down here at the college. That's pretty good. We're gonna head home. I do have a few to plant in our own garden as well. All right guys, we are back home. The sun has just decided to come out from behind a cloud, and I have to say it feels so good. We've had some breeze today, which the breeze is cold. It feels fresh out here. Last week was pretty gray and rainy, which was really, really nice, but boy, that sun is just lovely. So what we have to plant are several of the Ringo double pink roses, which are brand new on the market this year. We did get a few early last year to try out. I think I planted 3 out here in the south garden. So it'll be interesting to see how those do, how those grow this year, because when we planted them, they were potted and rooted versus these that we plant today, which they're pretty good sized rows, even though they're bare root. I mean, here they are. It's pretty awesome. I just love the color of these. They're a double, so very fluffy, and I love double flowers, but they have a very open nature still. Like you can still see the center of the flower, which as you get closer to the center, to the eye of that flower, it's a very deep, deep pink. And then the stamens are bright yellow. So it's just got a very unique three color tone appearance. It's just, they're so pretty and sweet. They're also a zone 4 through 9, disease resistant, don't have to be deadheaded, all those good things. However, I do like to keep our roses deadheaded if we have time, but it's nice to know that they will keep blooming even if we don't do it. I think I'm gonna plant a bunch of them right in here, just like a huge impact swoop of them. I've got a Centara double blue lilac right here, which, what does that one get, like 8 feet? I don't know. There's a Quonset cherry, there's some pillar hibiscus, our flame willows back in here. There are some tulips that are coming up, and then there's like nothing. There's just this gap right here until you get to some other roses, which I can't remember what kind these are. Oh, these are the Vanessa Bells that we transplanted. I don't know. They might be dead. This one doesn't look dead. That one's got some buds. This one might be half there. I don't know about this one. Looking kind of sketch. Okay, so same process here. I'm gonna get these planted and then I'll show you, even though you can't really see them very well right now and they just are bunches of sticks. Here we go. Oh my goodness, the wind has picked up even more, but we got 16 in the ground. And instead of kind of grouping them around like I do a lot of our other things, I kind of wanted to just do one big drift since they stay on the small side. I did put them fairly close together. So they start here and just kind of go through this area. I mean, you can see where the soil has been roughed up a little bit, and then they end right here. And this area did not get any mulch last year because we had a bunch of potted plants out here. You can see some wood chips and stuff. We did mulch with that the year before, but this year we'll be coming in with compost and putting a nice dark layer over the top of this whole space, and you won't be able to see any of the drip lines and that sort of thing, which will be nice. But it's kind of nice to have it exposed right now. Until we turn it on, we probably won't do any mulching. Every spring when we turn the drip system on, we always have a bunch of repairs to do. So it's kind of nice that it's sort of exposed. You can fix anything. We'll be able to run individual emitters to each of these roses, which will also be nice. And then we'll come in with the mulch. But I can just imagine what that drift of pink is going to look like this summer. I cannot wait. Gosh, I just can't get over the sky today. It's just so darn pretty. Look at that. My word. But I am done out here for the day. I'm gonna go to the greenhouse and spend the rest of the afternoon in there. I've got to water and thin some seedlings and that sort of thing, and that sounds much more pleasant than being out in the wind. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.